Elections are like they're like national intelligence tests. They really are. And at this point in time, watching Biden out on the campaign trail, pitching his Bidenomics, and he's got his little signs posted next to him, and you hear him talking, and who's clapping in that audience over the things that he has to say? They force the Teamsters to actually come to his events, so he actually has somebody that's applauding. And what are they applauding for? Oh, I get another coffee break. It makes you want to pull your hair out. It really does. Bidenomics, which is state-run capitalism, if you want to even call it that, command and control economics, running everything out of Washington, D.C., fails every single time it's tried. And in fact, some of the statements that are made by people within his administration, you change the words around them, they're synonymous to the things that the Soviet Union used to say with their 5-year plans. Friend Andy Kessler, Wall Street Journal today, echoing many of the things that we've been talking about here on the program, actually talked about Jake Sullivan. We pointed this guy out a bunch of times, where he's at the Brookings Institution declaring a new Washington consensus that government should control parts of the economy. It's a capital city from the Hunger Games, if you get my drift. They want to control everything. Right there out of Washington, D.C. Global labor strategy that advances workers' rights and targeted necessary investments in places that private markets are ill-suited to address on their own. What a load of horseshit. People involved with the financing of the rail in Florida, the Sunrail there, which is all, guess what? It's not public. Private. Why? They got a system that works and is going to be profitable. Don't give me that crap. Okay? If an investment is worthwhile, guess what? Money will find its way there. It's just that simple. That's how our system works. It's just like laws of the universe, laws of the free market universe. You got a great idea. You got something that makes sense. You present it, guess what? You're going to get money. I mean, for crying out loud, in our country, we get tons of bad ideas get money all the time. And the reality is that's what government does. It ends up putting money into bad ideas. Again, according to Jake Sullivan, government is making long-term investments in sectors vital to our national well-being, not picking winners and losers. Are you kidding me, man? They're not picking winners and losers. Electric vehicles. You decided on this. Why not hydrogen? No, you decided to go electric, and solar panels and stupid windmills. I got a couple stories that I'm going to go over this weekend on the radio show. All the tax credits that are going to all of these windmill companies that were supposed to go to the residents of New Jersey. Nah, the windmill companies came back and said, nope, this is too expensive. It's costing us too much money. You need to give us more money. And the taxpayers in New Jersey are going to end up paying a hell of a lot more on their electric bills for their stupid frickin' windmills. Anyway, again, modern American industrial and innovation strategy. That's what they're calling it. They didn't call it industrial policy, but that's what it is. Again, Soviet style 5-year plans. And again, it bothers Kessler, it bothers me, is that these people actually think that they know what they're doing. I wouldn't trust, Kessler echoed exactly what I said. I wouldn't trust these people in Washington to run a lemonade stand. They'd F it up. They'd screw it up. Kessler writes, they would organize middle schoolers via collective bargaining, freeze prices, institute $25 an hour fair wages, cap sugar levels, place tariffs on flavored drinks from other neighborhoods, and then tax parents to subsidize the inevitable losses. Again, the expert class. These are people without any class, and none of them are experts. What have they done? What have they accomplished? And, the funny thing is, some of the European papers as well, they're loving what we're doing right now. They're loving what we're doing in the UK and more of these socialist-leaning European countries because it's making them more competitive. That's right. It's going to make them more competitive with the United States. It's a joke. And let's take a look at some of the numbers, shall we? Because what we're told that jobs market is going like gangbusters. Oh, we're creating all these manufacturing jobs. Really? What do we got here? Over the course of the past year, 14,000 manufacturing jobs. 14,000? That's not that great. Again, you know what? They're constantly throwing in the green stuff. Everything is green manufacturing and green this. They think if you just say green, it's going to create all sorts of jobs and the economy is going to boom. It's like that movie Idiocracy, where you get all the people in government talking about, was it Brawno? I forget what it was, the drink. It's got electrolytes in it. They didn't even know what it meant. They just keep saying, well, it's got electrolytes. And they were pouring all this energy drink or sports drink on the crops, and the crops weren't growing. But it's got electrolytes in it. But it's got green in it. It must be great. Obama tried the same bullshit, and it failed miserably, for crying out loud. I mean, again, this is a national intelligence test. It really is. You're going to buy into this? Well, you're a flipping idiot. I'm sorry. I don't care. Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. Okay? You are an idiot. Bidenomics is working. Right. We got past 18 months. You know what the growth rate was? 1.3%. Woo! Big win right there. Not. 1.3%. Biden keeps talking about, I came into office and it was an economic disaster. It was terrible. When he came into office, the economy was growing at 6.3%. Now, granted, it was coming out of COVID. That's why we didn't need a stupid economic package that he had there, that $2 trillion boondoggle. And inflation was at 1.4%, according to government numbers, even though that I thought it was higher. Anyway, it's a massive failure in every way, shape, matter, or form. We're better than this. We can do better than this. We don't need to accept this. Again, I story, and I'm going to tie this in. Again, Bidenomics is Chinanomics. Okay? China's economy in big trouble, and investors should get out. Again, we told you this. We've been telling you this for a long period of time. For years, I make fun of all of the Chinese economic numbers that come out, and I laugh at them. It's a facade. It's a fugazi. None of this stuff is real. They're in deep trouble right now because of all of their state-run nonsense. This is why, again, they're coming back to the table with the United States and yelling because and it's true, they need us. They need us more than we need them. It's true. I've been saying this all along, and now you're starting to get a couple columnists and writers actually echoing what we've been telling you. But this is what's going to happen to us. It's a surefire loser. It will be an economic catastrophe. We have had slow, anemic growth for a very long time. And I know Trump's going to tell you I had the greatest economy going when he was president. It's horseshit. Okay? It wasn't. It was most certainly an improvement over what we're dealing with right now. But it wasn't. Again, we got way too much when it comes to regulations. We got way too much in taxes. We got way too much government involvement. Again, we need to get them out of the way, yet they want to be more involved. It's the nature of bureaucracy, my friends. Government, and I wrote a column about this many, many moons ago. It's much like the Blob from the Steve McQueen movie, 1956. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And rather being bloated by the blood of its victims, it's just bloated by our tax dollars that they waste. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.